Welcome to Union Station. This is the least used Amtrak station in Washington, D.C. And wow, is it a sunny day today. Before Union Station was constructed, major railroads operated out of the two separate terminals in Washington, D.C., the New Jersey Avenue Station and the Baltimore and Potomac Railroad Station. The decision to build Union Station was made in 1901 by the Pennsylvania Railroad and the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, promising to consolidate rail operations and create a grand station fitting for the nation's capital. After negotiations and congressional approval, Union Station construction began in 1903 and was completed by 1907. The station served as a hub for several prominent railroads until the rise of Amtrak in 1971. In 1981, Union Station faced decline and safety concerns, leading to its closure for restoration. The restoration efforts, funded by both federal and local authorities, culminated in the station's reopening in 1988, featuring modern amenities and restored historic elements. In the late 2010s and early 2020s, Union Station experienced another decline, marked by the closure of businesses and decreased foot traffic, exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2022, Amtrak announced plans for a major renovation and expansion project, aiming to triple passenger capacity and modernize station facilities over the next 2 decades. Before we look at the station, let's look at what Amtrak routes serve it. The station is the southern terminus of the Northeast Corridor, which connects Boston, New York City, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and many smaller towns and cities to each other on an electrified right-of-way that is separate from freight trains. Most of Union Station's departures are on these trains, but Union Station also serves all these other trains that travel as far as Chicago and Miami. Alright, let's enter the station. As you walk in from the front doors on Massachusetts Avenue, you're greeted with an amazing historical building straight out of a movie. This is the main hall. Continue forward and you enter this kind of weird limbo area between the trains and the main hall, where you'll find food, drink, and other souvenir shops. This actually used to be the old departures building, but unfortunately due to lower foot traffic and COVID, many shops here are vacant and are just waiting for a new tenant. As we move into the departures area, we see signs for Amtrak, VRE, and MARC, the 3 heavy rail services out of this station. The departures and arrivals area looks similar to a small airport with gates and seating areas. This area was clean, but it definitely has an older, less fancy vibe to it. There's also a basement for this station, and that's where you'll find classic American food is located. If you go down the stairs in the middle section, you'll be greeted with Chipotle and Chick-fil-A, the 2 restaurants that I eat at the most and are good at accommodating my food allergies. There's also a Jersey Mike's, Taco Bell, and Dunkin' Donuts, because America runs on Dunkin'. Make a left at the end of the hall and you'll find a post office and even a hidden entrance to the metro station. As you can see, there are 2 distinct design eras of this station, the one built in the early 1900s and the one built in the 1980s. It's pretty obvious which is which. The station has a 2,448 parking space lot attached to it, starting at $11 an hour and increasing as time goes on, and there's also bike parking located at the station. But maybe not, according to Reddit.
The station is located a 15-minute walk away from the U.S. Capitol building and a 15-minute bike ride from the White House.
Union Station serves as a vast intermodal hub, providing connections to various transportation options. From this station, travelers can access local destinations via DC's Metro Red Line, the DC streetcar, the DC circulator buses, and Metro buses. If you're connecting out of DC, you can take a coach bus to another city, and you can connect using Greyhound, Our Bus, Flixbus, Megabus, Bestbus, and Virginia Breeze, which is Virginia's state-supported intercity bus service. Maryland, Loudoun County, and OmniRide commuter bus services are also conveniently located right near the station, while MARC and VRE commuter rail services operate from the station as well. You can truly get so many places from Union Station. Of course, the most famous way to travel to and from Union Station is on Amtrak, which is America's national intercity rail service. DC's Union Station is the second busiest Amtrak station in the United States after New York's Penn Station. This is the Union Station Metro Station, one of the busiest on the DC Metro system. The station sees everyone from commuters to people who came in on Amtrak to people that live and work here near Union Station. The DC Metro is directly connected to Union Station, and it's often the busiest station on the DC Metro at around 13,000 entries per weekday in 2024. The station is served by the Red Line, which is also the busiest line on the system, and has trains run every 4 to 6 minutes on weekdays. The station is only a few stops away from Gallery Place and Metro Center, where you can easily transfer to the 5 other lines. Stay tuned, at some point I will make a video solely on the Union Station, Metro Station. The busiest years at this station were during World War II, when over 200,000 passengers passed through this station every single day. In Amtrak's fiscal year 2019, the station saw 5,207,000 Amtrak passengers, or around 14,000 per weekday. In Amtrak's fiscal year 2022, the station had 3,631,000 Amtrak passengers, or around 9,900 riders per day. That makes Union Station the least used station in the District of Columbia. According to Amtrak, the fiscal year 2023 ridership was around 20% higher than 2022. Therefore, doing some quick maths, Union Station's Amtrak ridership in fiscal year 2023 is likely around 4,350,000, or around 83% of 2019 numbers. On screen now are the MARC and VRE ridership numbers for Union Station. You can see due to COVID and work from home being more common, the numbers are still pretty low compared to 2019. Alright, let's talk about the pros and cons of Union Station. Pro number 1, there are tons of connections to other modes of transit. Reason number 2, it is centrally located in DC and the surrounding area as well. Reason number 3, you can get to any major city on the Northeast Corridor in less than 12 hours. Number 4, it gives people an alternative to driving. And number 5, is just a really nice looking building. Alright, let's also talk about the cons. The departure area feels a bit dated and a little dirty, even though it was physically clean. Number 2, the station layout can be a bit confusing and complicated if you're unfamiliar with it. Number 3, COVID really did a number on a lot of the businesses that were at this station. And number 4, due to work from home being more popular, the station is just not going to see the same amount of commuters that it saw in the past for a long, long time. My rating for the station is going to be an 8 out of 10, even though I don't have much personal experience of anything to compare it to because it's the only major Amtrak station I've been to. But it's one of the best rail stations on the entire continent, and the ridership and the number of connections and the fact that it has a bunch of businesses in it really shows. I hope to actually take an Amtrak trip from Union or some other station, but we'll see. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to go outside, touch some grass, and get subscribed, because next up is going to be the least used station on the DC Metro's Green Line, which is the second to last. Also, if you got this far in the video, please comment down below, never gonna give you up. Just for the memes. Have a good day.